My name is Candace, and I work as an organizational development specialist. A typical day in my job is, well, I guess there's really not a typical day, but I have several things that I'm responsible for in my job. I run orientation programs, make sure that everybody gets onboarded into our organization effectively. I'm also the lead for our leadership development program. And making sure that our leaders are developed and have the skills that they need to be effective at running the organization. I spend a lot of time coaching and developing departments and helping them understand the issues that are going on in the department, whether it be teamwork or communication or just conflict resolution. So I do a lot of training and figuring out just what the needs are and coming up with the solutions on those problems throughout the organization. So those are primarily my biggest responsibilities. Typical hours of my job are 40 plus hours. It's a 40-hour-a-week job, but I spend a lot of time working on just what needs to be done at the time. Sometimes it can be odd hours just because of the environment that I work in, that there are several different shifts that work here through the night. So sometimes I am coming in at odd hours just to accommodate the needs of our staff and our leaders. The stress level, I would say, it varies. It can be a very fun job. It can be very rewarding. There are times where it's stressful, where you're working a lot of hours, where you're trying to meet deadlines and get projects done. But to me, it always pays off in the end. In this field, an employer is usually going to look for somebody at the entry level to have a bachelor's degree, usually in organizational development, psychology, business, management principles, education, or something that's in a related field to that. However, I will say that most employers are looking for somebody that's at the master's level and already has a master's degree. Some degrees that are helpful there would be like industrial organizational psychology, organizational behavior, education, master of business, and other degrees that are related to those fields, but those would be the main ones. As far as internships, some of the degree programs will require that as a part of the degree, but I wouldn't necessarily say that somebody has to do an internship post their degree. Usually it's going to be a requirement as part of the degree. As far as the skills needed for this job, you would definitely need to be effective at communicating, written and verbally. You would want to be a critical thinker, somebody that can identify problems and find solutions for them, and somebody that's just willing to take action based on those problems and be a problem solver. You definitely need to be flexible in this type of work. Things change a lot and schedules change and even projects change mid-course, so you definitely want to be flexible and adaptable. I think that the best part of this job is just when I can go and work with a department and help them identify what their issues are, which may be a range of issues, but so to me, solving the problem is really rewarding, especially when you spend so much time working with a department on whatever their issues may be and giving them the right training or the right tools or helping them improve processes, whatever the solution may be. And finally, after months or even after a year, seeing the difference that it makes in that department, where you've not only solved their issues from a business standpoint and from a customer service standpoint and efficiency standpoint, but you've also affected the lives of those employees because they're spending a lot of time at work. And you think about the amount of time that you put into work every week, and most people spend just as much time, if not more time, here at work than they do with their families. And so we want that to be a rewarding and valuable experience for employees to come spend their time here. So to me, that's the best part of the job, is when I'm able to fix those issues and affect all of those different things with maybe just one or two or three issues. The worst part of the job, I would say, would be the schedules, just because of the various deadlines that we have to meet. The type of work that we're doing just requires us to be here until the project's done. Sometimes there's problems or kinks along the way that you didn't anticipate with a project, and you've just got to stay late or come in early and make sure that it gets done. And that especially can be a challenge when you're trying to have a little bit of work-life balance and spend time with your family. It can be a challenge to want to be here all the time, but sometimes that's just what needs to be done to meet the deadlines. And not only with the deadlines, but also just with the different departments that we work with. Since we have people here that work around the clock, sometimes we've got to be here around the clock or on weekends, because that's where the challenges or issues are that we're here to solve. My advice for anyone that's looking to pursue a career field in this area would be, well, there would be a couple of different things. First, I would say develop your communication skills in any way that you can, whether it's taking more courses in writing, developing your public speaking skills, having an ability to stand in front of people and be able to speak effectively and get a message across. Those are two, written and oral communication are very vital skills to this type of work, and just to being able to present yourself in an interview. I would also say that if your degree program that you're pursuing doesn't offer an internship, that I would look into doing an internship anyways. And it may seem like there's not a lot of opportunities out there for formalized internships in this type of program, but if you just call companies that you know have an organizational development department, or even they may have it housed under their HR department, if you call companies and just tell them that you're looking to get some experience, they're usually willing to bring you in and help you learn the career field a little bit more, because that experience is going to be invaluable to you. I would also recommend that you join any professional associations that you have in your area, depending on your interests and how they align with organizational development specialists. I would recommend the Society for Human Resource Professionals, that's SHRM, American Society for Training and Development, ASTD, or even Society for Industrial and Organizational Psychologists, SIOP. And there's several different other organizations that relate to those, but those are three that I'm aware of that are very good programs. And those usually have local chapter meetings where you can attend, you can join very inexpensively as a student, and get to meet and network with people that are in your career field, learn a little bit more about it before you get into it, and have some points of contact for when you do start looking for a job. And the last thing that I would really recommend is just to get involved. Whether it be with things that are on campus, in your classes, extracurricular activities, volunteer opportunities, but get involved in things where you have opportunities to lead or manage projects, to be a part of something big, and that's experience that you can put on your resume that's going to be really valuable to you in the future.